Are you ready? We're going to move on quickly before you can say anything.
Don't read the comments.
Okay. Don't read the comments. Normally is an opportunity for us to find a comment that someone has left that is ridiculous, offensive, stupid, and it's just for us to laugh at them because we don't get very many of them. I mean, if we had lots of these, if I had someone telling me I was an idiot every day, I'd probably, I don't know.
doing it.
Yeah, what's it feel like? You tell me. But we don't get many, so we can laugh at them. But today's, I can't laugh at today's. Today's has annoyed me, okay? It's really annoyed me because this does my head in.
On what video, or does it not matter?
This was on my recent video where I spoke about...
Between fit and fat.
Yeah. So if you've not seen it, first of all, go and watch it. What are you doing? But if you've not seen it, I'm going to take my glasses off for this because this requires...
Can you read without the glasses on?
I can read this phone.
Okay.
As long as it's right in front of my face. This was a video where I explained how I had clearly overcome my original state of unfitness, but I've not yet achieved
Ultimate fitness.
a kind of elite fitness. I'm kind of in the middle, and I'm kind of wallowing around in the middle. I'm not unfit. I'm not crazy fit. I'm in the middle. Okay, and the trouble is the middle is a broad
area.
Thank you. Okay, because it can descend down to binge days and getting 14, 15, 16, 70% body fat, and it can nudge up to being in cracking shape and hitting a few podiums. There's a whole range of places that one can exist in that middle ground, and I find that a little bit confusing for me because I don't know one day to next whether I'm on it or I'm not. And so basically my point was I'm going to push towards excellence for me, for relative, okay? And I'm just going to see what it's like. I've never really, really chased a really strong fitness goal. Not really. And I'm going to try it, okay? And I even said in the video, don't copy me. Just, be motivated. Laugh at my jokes. And some people that saw that video and commented, I mean, some of the comments, let me give you, this isn't a specific comment, but this kind of sums it up, okay? This is a made up comment, but it sums up a lot of the comments. Agatha from Missouri, just made her up, said, "This is exactly what I need to hear. This video has nailed it for me. I'm currently running a 31-minute park run, and I've watched this. I am pumped. I'm gonna push. I want sub 30. Thank you, Mark. You don't know what you mean to me. Love you. Signed photograph. Send it my way."
You don't get those requests.
Now, that comment almost brings me to tears because Agatha in Missouri, you have got it, okay? Your park run time is, I'm in the car going home before you cross the line. Doesn't matter because you're not copying me. You're not me. You're taking my motivation, what little I've been able to give you, and you're using it for you. Okay, I don't care if Agatha wants to use that motivation to learn a new chord on the guitar. So Agatha gets it. Motivation, not emulation. Okay, so well done, Agatha. Now, having said that, if Agatha happens to be running the same times as me and wants to be motivated by what I'm doing, then sure, fair enough. But that's unusual. When I go to the cinema, I get motivated by seeing Pete Mitchell flying a jet, or I get motivated by seeing Rocky Balboa beating someone up, okay? But I don't come home and want to join the Navy. I mean, I did when I was 16, but that's another story. I don't come home now and want to join the Navy or want to take up boxing. I don't, but I am motivated. I might go running because I watched Top Gun, crikey. Anyway, here's the comment from this complete numpty. I'm allowing myself one swear word per podcast. Okay, I'm not a big fan of swearing. To me, it's
not required.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's a little bit lazy It's a little bit. It's an easy laugh, and also it just kind of limits your audience. I'm not a huge fan of it. Okay, not a huge fan of it. I tell you what, I used to work when I was 14, 15, lifeguard. We had a receptionist at the swimming pool. What was her name? Maud. I was going to say shout out to Maud, but Maud might now be deceased. She was borderline deceased when I knew her. Maud was an elderly lady. She was a receptionist. Okay, she was the one you gave you 20p to go for a swim. That's how long ago it was. Anyway, there's a bunch of lifeguards that obviously worked with me, and I would never use bad language around Maud because she's an elderly. They have a little bit of respect, but these guys would kind of swear and curse in front of Maud.
Did Maud care?
I don't know if Maud cared. I cared. I care.
Maybe she was a
I
really
just think
foul-mouthed lady. You never knew.
Do you know what? Maud could have sworn like a sailor. I don't care what Maud. I just think lack of respect, and it just kind of set me up for life to think. Hang on a minute. You need to. If you are going to swear, read the room, know your audience, just, and also exert a little bit of self-control. Okay. That said, the guy I'm about to talk about, his comment, this guy, he's a fucking idiot. Sorry, Maud. Off we go. His comment on that video. A bit patronising. Good start. Thanks, mate. Patronising. I was going for motivation, but apparently, to him, patronising. You sit there and say you are a mess and eat junk food. Let's break this down as we go. I did say I was a mess and eat junk food. I eat a staggering amount of junk food. I mean, in the week before I made this video, I was probably doing 5,000 or 6,000 calories some days. I was eating, we have some chocolate chips that I sprinkle onto everything I eat. Okay, if I have a protein shake, I put some chocolate chips in there. If I have a pancake, chocolate chips everywhere. Okay, it's like fairy dust around here. When I can't bother to eat anything, I'll just grab a handful of chocolate chips. Okay, I was going through chocolate chips like it was Tony Montana through his pile of Coke. I was, rattling through it. So I was eating very, very badly. I think I had a good 2 or 3 pizzas. You were away for a week, and the week you were away, I was eating pizzas and burgers every night. I mean, I was eating junk food. I was eating junk food. And you're just rolling around in this dip. I've explained that I am rolling around in, it's a metaphor. I mean, does he literally want me rolling on the floor? I am rolling around metaphorically in this dip between good and bad. What a joke. No, mate, there were jokes in that video, but you ripping apart my metaphor is not one of them. Look at you. Okay. Most men would give their right arm to look like you. Pump your brakes, you moron. No, they would not give their right arm to look like me, evidentially, because most men wouldn't give their flipping pinky to get their butt off the sofa. Don't tell me most men would give their right arm to look like me. Most men can't get off the...
And I feel if you did that, how would you ever then look like you? Because you'd have...
Oh my God. Are you now imagining someone with one arm?
Looking like you.
You'd hook up with the 3-armed bloke that's done with catching tennis balls, and you'd strike a deal. Right. Most men my age are fat, useless. Well, actually, useless is harsh because they might be very useful. For example, if you're a fat neurosurgeon, thank you for your service. I retract useless. Fat. They don't do any exercise. They suffer with poor health. Okay, those are facts. Okay, look them up. That's most men. I hope most people listening to this, male or female, or anything in between, are actually either on a path to not being that or already not that. So when I kind of just rubbish the whole of society, I'm not including the Patreon listeners, or indeed anybody listening to this, because you might already be on a path. But you'd have to agree, most people aren't doing anything to look like anything. Okay, now the ones that are, if they want to look like me, what's he talk? He makes it sound like I'm sat here looking like flipping The Rock or something.
Yeah.
I mean, when he says look like me, I can't. If you're 5'7", you're not going to be 6'6", and why would you want to be? Okay, unless you're a crazy Jack Reacher fan. I mean, so I can't help with some things, but in terms of the things that my look has been determined by my exercise, every time we go to High Rocks or any sort of event, there are men running around a million times better shape than me. My body fat has never been remotely close to 10%. I haven't had abs I think I had abs for like a week. I know every time I use the same thumbnail on my videos.
I was going to say you did like a video once on it.
I basically got abs so I had a thumbnail I could use over and over. I tell you what, anyone that looks at me and goes, "Oh, can't look like that," slap yourself around the face. I mean, it is just, it's like the camera adds £10. For some people, it seems to be like the camera just adds a level of excellence that isn't really there. I mean, for goodness sakes, I just put on a too tight t-shirt and breathe in a lot. What else did he say? It makes us mere mortals. Do you know who says mere mortals? People that will never achieve anything.
It's people that can't be bothered to put in the effort.
I don't think it's
so
that.
They make it too far. Like if you're like mere mortals and you're the god, it's not achievable, so you wouldn't put in the effort to get it.
It's setting yourself a false ceiling. Do you know, I remember when I was, let's go back to when I was 14, not swearing in front of Maud. People would say to me, "Oh, you're always reading about Arnold Schwarzenegger and you whatever. Is he like your hero?" No, I don't have any heroes. Arnold Schwarzenegger is my hero. Absolutely not. No. People queuing behind barriers to wave at him as he walks into a movie. I don't understand that. I will never in my life stand behind a barrier to wave at someone else. Nobody on this planet is better than me to the extent that I need to stand behind a barrier and wave at them. Okay, if Tom Cruise invites me for dinner, I'm going and I'm loving that we're having a real chat, okay? Stand behind a barrier and wave at him from 30 feet away. No one is that much better than me, okay? And if you're listening, no one is that much better than you. This idea that we are all, maybe this is an English thing, because in America, you tell your flipping dog it can grow up and be president. Whereas over here, we just tell people, no, shut up, do as you're told, and wave every time you see a royal, and curtsy and bow. And did you see this thing in the newspaper the other day? I don't know what her name is. Who's the future queen? What she used to be called Kate. What is she now? I don't know.
Kate.
The Duchess of Kate, whatever.
Wales.
The Duchess of Wales, Kate.
Princess,
I don't know. She meets Daniel Craig, James Bond, okay, at Wimbledon. And there's a photograph of him not getting up to shake her hand, okay? Now, first of all, she might have walked up to him and said, "Don't get up." I mean, we have no idea. So there is one issue here, which is that a photograph tells us nothing. But irrespective of that, the paper lost their mind over what they called lack of protocol. Because she's not because, if they said, "Hey, it'd be nice if he got up because there's a lady's come over to him," absolutely. He should have got up if Maud wandered over to him, if that's your argument. But that's not the argument. The argument is she is
a princess.
Get a flipping grip. People that use the term mere mortals are just people that just set just ridiculous false limits on themselves. No, I don't look at people like, here's an example, Hunter McIntyre. If you don't know the name, he's the world champion for High Rocks. Okay, he's an elite athlete. When I see what he's doing in the sport that I do, I don't think, "Oh, you're so lucky to have X, Y, Z, us mere mortals." I just think, awesome. What's he doing? I want to do what he's doing, and I want to get as good as him. Okay, I can't get as good as him. Never will. Doesn't matter. I don't see him as some sort of celebrity behind a barrier that I need to wave at from a distance. He is where I want to be, and I'm going after that. Okay, not inspired by him. What this? Oh no, you're up there and I'm down here. I can't. Oh, okay. Keep calm. Right. What else has he then gone with? You sit there with a wall full of medals behind you. Oh, Matt, I tell you what. If he was here now, I'd take one of those medals off and I would choke him out with it. Let me tell you what that wall full of medals. And by the way, wall full of medals behind you now as well. Let me tell you what that wall full of medals symbolises, because it symbolises two things. One, I have a bit of money. because every event I enter costs a bit of money. Okay. The way I've achieved that is paid attention at school, didn't muck about ever, never got in trouble once. Okay, had an incredibly boring educational period of time, but was then able to get a job, sought out a job that paid a large amount of money and was soul destroying, and endured it for 30 years, sold a business, walked away, little bit of change in my pocket, means I can go and do occasional runs. Okay, now if you did not pay attention at school, I can't help you. Okay, but don't sit and whine and moan that I did. Okay, so that's number one. It also means I have an incredibly supportive spouse and family that allows me to go out each weekend and do these things. Okay, if you do not have the appropriate spouse to allow you to go out and do that, make a decision, get divorced or suck it up. Again, it's not my fault. I tell you what they're not representative of. Any ability. Let me grab one. Okay, I'm not going to look at it. If you're listening on the podcast, you can't see this. Okay, but if you're watching on the camera, you can see this. I'm looking at the camera. Okay, looking at the camera. I'm going to go and grab a medal. I've grabbed a medal at random. Maple Durham 10K 2020.
It's a long time ago.
Do you know how well I did in that race? A bunch of people did it. I did it. We all got a medal. It is not representative of any ability. It's just that I went and did them so I could decorate my wall. Because if you feel like this, then the rest of us don't stand. The rest of us. That's me slamming down my phone if you're on the podcast only. The rest of us. There is no rest of us. I am a human being. If you are looking at me as some sort of, in that very video I explained, I have not been to any form of regular training in like 6 weeks.
I know.
Okay? I'm sat here now, I've got my hands are literally torn apart because this was the first week back in the gym and my baby snow white hands got ripped apart because they're so unused to doing any training. I don't watch anybody and think that's something I can't achieve. If that's the case, it's just an irrelevance to me. It's just an irrelevance. They are either motivating and entertaining or funny or something. There needs to be something of value. And if there isn't, I'm watching something else. That placing people on pedestals. Do you know, I forget where it was. Maybe it was at school. We had to do a thing on about your hero, write about your heroes.
Oh, did you pick your dad?
No, I tell you what I did. I think I picked my brother because my brother was just going through chemotherapy and stuff at the time. But because I wanted to make a point that it wasn't whatever other, people writing down their footballer or something. That's not a hero. Oh, unbelievable.